Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I know I say it every day, but I say it every day. I'm here every single day, 365 days of the year, because I so love spending time with you guys and looking to see what's really going on, reading on the collective energy, which is never 100% accurate. That's not how this works, but it's interesting the insights we can get sometimes. So it's worth looking at. But nothing here is nothing here. There's nothing here you should take to the bank. Just seeing what's in the collective energy. Anyway, 10% of all income that comes from the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And we have Epic Troll Slayers. Thank you for keeping us safe, and you really do. Thank you. Yeah, we've got all kind of interesting questions and Deborah's saying, Renia, he played as Batman years ago. Are you having the conversation I just literally had with somebody where someone said, Alan, was talking to Sarah. Sarah's like, Alan West has COVID. And I was like, Batman? She's like, no, that's Adam West. This is Alan West. Anyway, Adam West, yes, exactly. I just had that conversation with Sarah. But anyway, Scavino was served. Nice. I found him, huh? All right. Oh, I'm in a 70s tastic kind of mood. I don't know why. So we're going with the Morgan Greer. And also, I wanted to bring up something I yesterday I had I even had a silly little teaser at the beginning, and then I ran out of time to do the stuff. So we're going to go over this today very briefly. I know the astrology stuff. If you're watching on replay, there's always all the questions in the description box. You can just click on the timestamps, go to exactly what you're interested in, skip anything you're not. You do not have to come here and sit for the whole thing, although I'm grateful for those who do. Thank you. All right. So we talked about, actually, let me put down the time for this. We are about 3 minutes in. Okay. I had already mentioned that I'm keeping an eye out for anything that is going to be scheduled for around January 20th of 2022. So just in a few months, 4 months, yeah, basically. And because that's when Pluto returns to where Pluto was when the United States was founded, which is where I am. Hello from Chicago. And my being an American, it's a big thing, and it can mean big changes, but they don't necessarily mean it'll happen. Like everything's just going along the way it is, and then suddenly on that date everything just falls apart. A lot of the stuff that we'd be dealing with a Pluto return, to some extent, we're already dealing with. You know, it's very close. It takes Pluto 248 years to go around the sun just once. And if you think about it, I mean, you have the sun itself that goes around. You know, we go around the sun to 360 degrees from our perspective. And it comes so once a year, because we have 365-ish days of every year. So the sun moves about a degree a year. Yeah. So it comes around and so zip, it goes around once every year, and then it's right back and lands on your sun on your birthday. And your sun is your sense of self, so you celebrate your birthday. You celebrate yourself. If other people celebrate you, Pluto's coming back around, but it's taking so long. It takes so long. I mean, it doesn't. It's more like, let's put it this way. It's closer. It doesn't take 360 years for Pluto to go around once. It isn't exactly 1 degree a year, but it's a lot closer to that than it is to what we're kind of used to. Or, Saturn, people think, oh, wow, 29 and a half years to go around once to come back to where it was in your chart. That's a big deal. That's a long time. At 84, you get your Uranus return. Okay, that's adorable, because now go 200 and then 250. It's a ways. It takes a long time, so it has a more generational effect, and it has a bigger effect in the longer scale. And anything I can find out about this Pluto return, I'm trying to just soak up whatever information I can. I'm a Scorpio, and we're the natural detectives of the zodiac. What's under there? What's under here? Ooh, what's under here? Huh? Really? Because we don't mind looking in the muck. We just want to know what's really going on, so we don't get blindsided. Anyway, so I'm keeping my eye on February 20th, 2022. However, I found out that a month earlier, Holly in France says the fact that Pluto's been demoted from the planet status affect its effect on astrology. No, doesn't make any difference. It's still, Pluto's not wussy in astrology, and you can call it, you could call it Fred, your coffee buddy. Makes no difference. It's still rules plutonium. Let's put it that way. Good. All right. So a month before the U.S. Pluto return on January 17th, as happens once a year, the sun is going to be in the same place that Pluto is in the sky, which makes sense. Once a year, sun, 360 degrees, and there it is again. But on that day, we're basically, how do I do this? I need to make this big. Gotta make myself look big. Why do I quote Red Dwarf so much? I haven't watched Red Dwarf in a couple of decades, and I still quote it. Gotta make myself look big. Okay, Sun and Pluto are right there. Moon is down here. No. We'll get there. Hold, please. I'd sing The Girl from Ipanema's like elevator music, except I'd get demonetized. And I'd get a copyright infraction, which I don't want. Okay. Maybe. We're going to try this. Any better? A little bit. Sun and Pluto are here. Moon is here. They are opposite each other. This big red line right down the middle. On that day, the moon is going to be opposite. And the moon's really going around quickly. So it's fine. But on that day, when this becomes in the same place, conjunct it's called, moon will be exactly opposite. And this is at, it's interesting because I set the chart for noon in Washington, D.C., and I've got Uranus here, and it is exactly on the ascendant, which is irrelevant, but Interesting coincidence. But I've got Uranus here and Saturn up here. And I'll explain what this means. Neptune. And then Mars. In other words, there's a lot going on that day. Saturn is okay. Neptune is going to be square Mars. Mars is how you do things, how you go, how you act, how you just push forward, right? It's how you take action. Well, this Neptune, which diffuses things, which it rolls things like spirituality and art and lying and things of that nature, but also rules the 12th house of institutions, is going to be a square aspect between the two, is like a grinding. It can be the sand that creates the pearl, or it can just be a grinding effect. Twice a year, when I know early February and early August, I just know to expect that the sun is going to be square my sun where I was born. So those 2 times a year, there's always something crops up that just kind of grinds my sense of self down. Okay, so we have Neptune and Mars grinding against each other. We have Saturn, which forms things, the rule giver, the rule creator. Saturn's one of those things where goes direct tonight at 9:17 this evening Chicago time. Saturn goes direct tonight, but on January 17th of next year, it's going to be square Uranus the rebel. They're kind of, in a sense, they're opposites. This is the Saturn wants rules and structure. It will reward you if you work hard. Uranus is freedom loving, eccentric, can be a little cold, but a little robotic, but it also rules things like robotics, technology, what have you. So to some extent, the old and the new, and action, and depends what form Neptune's going to take, but these are grinding against each other. At the same time, you've got Sun in the same place as Pluto, and the moon is going to be opposite. So there's going to be a lot astrologically going on, and it's just the fact that Sun is going to be lighting up all this Plutonian energy 1 month before the Pluto return. So there are 2 dates I think that you and I, we need to keep an eye on. We need to see kind of what's going on for January 17th. So if you hear anything scheduled for January 17th or February 20th especially, I think if we keep an eye out, we're going to be in much better shape. Okay. All right. Now I need to, okay, hang on. Yeah, don't like the grinding energy. The grinding energy is not fun. All right. Okay. Wow, those lights are bright. So we'll go back to this so I can see. All right. As Holly says, Saturn direct. This change in direction reminds us to take care of our obligations and brings our goals down to earth. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a good thing. And if you're willing, like I said, I don't become afraid of Saturn the way I do Pluto, because Saturn will reward you. If you're working hard, Saturn not only will not mess with you, it will reward you. Whereas Pluto, which rules my own sun sign, scares me to death. But it does, we need it. We need we need the old and the rotten to be scooped up so it can be taken away. That's what Pluto does. So, all right, that's what I wanted us to, I wanted you to be aware of. Okay, so we have these two important astrological dates coming up just on the other side of the new year. Okay, so at 15:30, let's go to Kyrsten to uncover the news. What? Okay. Kyrsten from Uncover the News was kind of to bring some great headlines, but also a question. Will Trump's health problems be fully revealed before 2024? Very interesting. Trump's health problems will be revealed before 2024. Oh, Trumpy. B. Smith says Pluto demands we deal with the shadow stuff. Holly Coleman says with Saturn's direct turn, our responsibilities and perhaps our limitations tend to magnify. I like it. And that's what's happening today. Trump's health problems. Money problems, it seems like. Or it's like Melania or Ivanka. It feels like one of the women in his life, someone who's very close, just looking over the situation and blaming others for whatever illness he might have, or because of course you can't take any responsibility, live on fast food and don't eat vegetables and never exercise, and you have some health problems. Gosh, I'm shocked. Empress. Two of Cups. Knight of Wands. There's a Death card. And there is a Strength card. Will his health problems be revealed? I would think so. It's the stress. It's stress, strain. He's always fighting with somebody. Oh, Count Viral, thank you. I've got a Death card here, but it may not be literal. I've got a Strength card right next to it. So that could be a close call. Or it could be revealing he's okay, but yeah, there's something quite icky there. But it would have to be something really obvious that he couldn't deny, because that's what he does. He denies. Thank you, Well Being in Health. Thank you. Yes, Dave. Too many buckets of the greasiest chicken in the world. Yeah, his arteries look like the grease trap at a fast food restaurant. So, yeeks. Okay. Let me grab Count Viral's question here. Copy. All right, so we'll go down here. Thank you. All right, so the next question, number 2 for today. No, 1, 2, 3 for today. Greta had a question. Oh boy. One of our favorite people. See, I do the nice overlays and we talk about the nice stuff. We do all of this because then we go down into the muck. And right now, one of the ugliest, stinkiest sinkholes in the muck is Kyrsten Sinema. 20 minutes in. Greta would like to know, is Kyrsten Sinema a Republican plant? Will she obstruct the voting rights bill? Let me see. Okay, is Sinema a Republican plant? I don't think so, but is she going to obstruct? Well, she is obstructing the voting rights bill. Because she won't do anything about the filibuster, she's blocking the voting rights bill. She is all about the money. She's all about the money these days. Is she a Republican plant? No, this was her decision. No, I'm a Democrat until I get in, and then suddenly it's, oh, all this power, all this money. Yes, please sign me up. Republican donors, yes, please. Okay. Is she going to block the voting rights bill? There's the Emperor. There's the Thief card, 7 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. She's definitely blocking Biden and his agenda. But it ends with a card of financial lack. Is that just the agenda being blocked? And yeah, I think it might just be the agenda being blocked. I think she's actually going to be fine for a while, which is really most vexing. Pamela, these boots were made for mucking. Here we go again. Yep. Hello, Pam. Sinema. Thief card again. I shuffled. Her message just gets farther and farther to the right. This is entirely her choice. She's not a plant. She's being used by the right, but she's also just supremely selfish and greedy. Yeah. Kashmir says she wants to stop $100 billion from climate change. Yeah, I read about that too. Nanette, are you serious? She's not teaching a class at university on how to fundraise? Oh, I'm sorry, Kartik. I don't do personal readings here. I just do political. Sorry. Wow. Send me a request. A request? Sorry. Okay. Just having a look. All right, 24. DDN had a question. Are there any females who are going to be found to be involved with the Matt Gaetz mess? And not in the sense of the victims, but like a Ghislaine Maxwell situation. These are the things we look at. Matt Gaetz. Oh, that reminds me. We have a question about Matt Gaetz right after this because I've got some pictures and I have some questions. And I would like your opinion. Okay, oh good. Okay, Dawn. Okay. The Matt Gaetz mess. Any female is going to be involved in his world is about to go kaboom. Actually, a number of people's lives are about to go kaboom because they so deeply, richly deserve it. Oh, entertainment only YouTube. 2 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. Knight of Rods. Ugh. Queen of Swords. 8 of Cups. There might be on an organizational level, but most of it's just men. I could hurl. Seriously. It's so disgusting. Yuck. Wheel of Fortune. Do not worry. They are going to come down. Party's about to end. Oh, you may be going to jail, but you can't stay here. Okay. Now I have a question, and I've got some pictures, and I wanted your opinion. 27. I think we of a mind here, are an opinion I think the majority of us are holding, is that Matt Gaetz' sudden elopement had a lot to do with PR and his legal problems. And so I was reading an article, and it had some pictures. And I can understand some of them, and maybe I'm reading too much into it. But this whole thing about him getting married and his new wife, and I think we were pretty cynical about the whole thing. And the pictures, if you look closely, maybe it's just me. Like for example, Gaetz posted this photo, and the caption is, "My politics are whatever this is." Right? His wife responded with, "Mine are whatever this is." So I'm trying to figure out, she is so very much more into, this is their wedding, and she's over the moon, and he's just happy. But it just seems like there's, anyway, I'm trying to figure out, is he not capable of the kind of the same kind of excitement, or is it really just that PER? How serious is this to him, or is he just, because it's possible that he's not capable of that deep love. I don't know. Kevin Brazil Stepford would suit creepy Matt. Yeah, he's creepy. I think she really does love him, but how real is this for him? There is definite disconnect. Cases shades of Charles and Diana. He's a narcissist, Cynthia's saying. Taylor said she's too old for him? Too mature for him? I'd buy that. I don't know. She's too old for him. But He only loves himself, Roxana is saying. So, how serious is this to him? Because, oh, Taylor, he likes them much younger. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, King of Wands. That's him. Empress. 9 of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. There's a disconnect in how he sees women. In different places, for different roles. I don't like read on people's like marriages and things like that, because marriage is hard. And I am a divorced person. So obviously I don't have it all figured out, but I am concerned with is he going to be faithful and good to her? Because if he's going back to his old ways, he's even more compromised, and he is in a position of power. Exactly, Jelly. I just didn't want to say that out loud. So is he going to be faithful? I keep getting a for now. Knight of Pentacles. For now. It's kind of a ball and chain. Justice. 2 of Swords. Oh, he's going to be very upright. Matter of fact, he's going to be one of the, if you ever dealt with people who conquer some kind of addiction or something, and they just become completely over the top against whatever it is and against anybody in their own faults, and he's going to get downright sanctimonious. He is clad in armor. He has got this legal marriage, this legal decision that shows his great. He's terrified. He's absolutely terrified of the legal mess he's in. So is he going to be faithful to her for now? Once all the legal stuff hits, once all that's over, can someone hear a child? Oh, I'm sorry. It's a television in the background. Somebody else is watching. I can turn it down if it's bothering you. Oh, sorry. I can turn it down. I can't turn it down. I can close the door if you'd like. Empress. Again, same kind of cards with a Fool. I'm sorry. There's lady, this is not going to end well for you. This is a divorce lawyer. You went into it, you thought it was going to be something that he's not capable. He's just not capable of. So that's what I'm picking up in the collective energy. Your mileage may vary, but for right now, oh yeah, straight and narrow. For now. Dawn, I love wrench chat, checking, maintaining, and caring. Oh, so sweet. I love that. Oh, yes, long-term commitment. Yeah, isn't really his thing, Sally. Yeah. Roxana, because he's afraid of being caught. Well, he is now. Taylor, Taylor saying even her family knew he was rotten. Yes. Eef. Okay. 3530. M. Kelpie had a question. 3530. How are you doing, Boo Boo? Boo's over there. He's bathing, taking a bath. Okay, so will indictments or convictions resulting from January 6th, from the insurrection, have an impact on the 2022 elections? I've been saying for a while, I think this is what's going to happen, but let's check in. Edison says Gaetz is also deeply involved in the insurrection. Roxana says he didn't enter into this with the best of intentions. It's bound to end badly. Yep. So, will the insurrection, January 6th insurrection, will indictments or convictions from that have an impact on the 2022 elections? We're only about a year away from those. And other people in other countries are like, you're like a year away and you're already talking about it. We never stop talking about it. Our politics is a big, long saga. January indictments. I like the January 6th Select Committee. I like their energy. I just do. I'm not going to put up with anything. Sit down. You try to destroy our democracy, we're done playing. I like it. I like it. Scotia Sweetie saying Gaetz he's so icky energetically. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ugh. Oh, Pamela said I tried to watch that 7-minute video on the insurrection by Richard Engel. Couldn't watch more than 2 minutes. Had to take it off. Too hard for my nervous system. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, Renee, that committee ain't playing. It's a burden boat. They're picking up all those far right swords. Knight of Wands. High Priestess. Those are the secrets. 5 of Pentacles. Insult to injury. Saga. This is going to be there were so many moving parts that day and so many different people involved doing so many different things. This is going to there isn't a television show that will be able to compete with the stakes, the talk about reality TV. I mean, this is just a whole thing. It's going to be huge. Just going through it all and what happened and who was responsible and over and over, it's going to be to hurt people, to force to hurt people and to force legislators to put Trump in office. And the Trump flags over and over and over. Count Viral, what tarot deck is this? This is the Morgan Green. The link is in the description box and they're listed alphabetically. And why don't I ever work with reversals? I did when I first started, but a lot of people were still really just learning tarot, and it was confused. It was causing confusion on some channels. And so I just thought, well, just go with the straight up. And so I do. And that's all I do now. I just try to reach out for the energy to see if it's positive or negative, where it fits into the narrative. Oh, Kelpie, thank you. Count Viral, I don't believe, or nor Jelly are trolls. Not to the best of my knowledge, they're fine. I've seen them before. I've seen you guys before. 2022 elections. We're going to be eating a lot of popcorn next year, is what this feels like. Julia says, something I don't understand. Why are the MAGAs so surprised that they got arrested? Entitlement. Don't forget, it wasn't directly related to this, but I'll never forget that story, and I repeat it. About a Caucasian man who was arrested at an airport. Some people thought it happened when people were being arrested right after the insurrection, but it may have actually happened before then. But basically, this Caucasian man was being arrested at the airport by the gate. And they grabbed him and they put him on the ground to handcuff him. And he yelled out in disgust, "You're treating me like I'm a black man." You racist. Beep, 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 beep. Anyway, yeah. Do you remember, actually, on that day, there was a young woman who talked to one of the journalists, and she was upset because she'd been hit with tear gas, pepper spray or tear gas or something, but she was trying to get it out of her eyes, and she was sweating, and she was there with her boyfriend and the whole thing, and she's like, they shot the stuff at me, and can you believe they did that? And the journalist said, well, what are you here today to do? She said, well, it's a revolution, man. And you didn't think that even tear gas or a little pepper spray or something? Just, they did not think they were good. They did not think they were going to get arrested. They did not think they were going to be held accountable. They really didn't. And things are going to get better in the country. They really are. It's just going to take time. Atha is saying, watch out, y'all. Next year on whatever channels, real lives of political criminals' wives. Yeah. Chat says, that was a how stupid can you be moment. Yes. B. Gray says, oh, they didn't get their good job stickers. Yeah, these are not our brightest, Teresa's saying. Yep. Yep. King of Cups. That's Biden. And that's really, I hope that he's able to get infrastructure stuff passed and a lot of good stuff done for people. But a big part of what Biden's going to be remembered for is having to clean up this mess, having to deal with the aftermath of the January 6th insurrection. There's a Fool card. There's the King of Wands, and the Republicans are still chipping away at it. Chris Hayes had a fantastic video that has not had anywhere near enough views recently about the 25th anniversary of Fox News. Good stuff. Highly recommend it. Thank you, Marpy. Thank you. Thank you. They're still there. They're still going to be, but that's the far right. That's that far right energy. That might even be Trump himself still out there peddling his Seek help, Trump. Seek help. B. Gray says, I saw that. Chris Hayes. It was good, wasn't it? Hello, Marie. Hello. So, I just saw the judgment card, but the 2022 election, midterm elections. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Ace of Swords, King of Swords. Yeah, this is evidence. This is my card of evidence, gathering evidence. This is legal stuff. So it is going to have an effect on the midterms. There's a lot coming. So 46. Let's go to Rhonda's question. 46 and a bit. Say 46:15. So Rhonda had a question. What will happen to the judge in Rutherford, Tennessee, who detained black babies for no crimes? Did she have a monetary gain for doing so? Tennessee, this is from Forbes.com, Tennessee County reportedly illegally jailed hundreds of children, charging some with crimes that don't exist. And the judge, the only other thing I know about this is the judge is a woman. Do you guys remember Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Do you remember the child catcher? So Justice Child Catcher here. What's going to happen to her? Flames coming out the side of my head. So Judge Child Catcher. Is there a prison somewhere that you can be metaphorically buried underneath? That would be great. Links in the description box if anyone wants to go read the article. I'm not sure, Pamela. Links in the description box. I've got it down for 46 minutes 15 seconds. So, judgment, you think? Gary says they arrested 4 black children from school. Ace of Pentacles. Wow, how could she have made money from this? And why is money showing up? Oh yes, the great mother. The great mother figure. 10 of Swords. Brenda says, but the child catcher is scary. Yeah, so is this judge, apparently. Magician. Knight of Wands. Prison for profit for kids, Teresa says. Gary says there was a sheriff involved too. It was a tag team thing going in a clown clan county. Yeah, you can get arrested. Katie's saying you can get arrested. Oh, for just touching the. Yeah, okay, the damage these people have done. Please tell me these people are going to prison. Please tell me these people are going to prison. And I don't always get what I want, by the way. Every blue moon, someone will go in the comments and say, you only see what you want to see. Oh, nay, I wish. Oh, Rhonda said they've been doing it for years. I'm going to need an ice pack, and I might just lie down on the rug for a few minutes. Hermit. Okay. Hermit. Okay, let's see exactly how that plays out. King of Wands. Star. 4 of Wands. 9 of Wands. Tower. Yeah, they've been doing this. It's not going to end well for them. I've got a Tower card at the end. This is the Trump base. This is that neo-fascist, racist garbage right in the center. And then making sure that we patrol the limits, the walls, and excuse me. Sorry. Man. Angie's saying if you're a fan of Lex, way past due for the cleansing. Okay, I need to get out of this energy, so I'm going to say, I really liked Lex, but I don't think I got that from it. The main thing I liked about Lex was the last of the Brunnen G. It was that captivated me. Kai, I think his name was. And he only had so much time left, and couldn't come out. He could only come out to save them when they were in really dire trouble, because he was kind of essentially frozen. That's what I liked about Lex. Thank you, Pamela. Yes. I'm going to turn the fan on. Hang on. This is how I feel right now. Gary says Twitter's been on fire about this. I hope so. I also, what I was picking up there was also I think these people also need to worry about vigilante justice. They better worry about their safety. I was getting a hint of that in there too. So Angie Stat says Kai, as a master assassin, stopped his plants? I think you mean planets killer? Yeah. Boo-boo to the rescue. He's snoozing. But he's adorable. Okay. 55. White Dragon has a question about the Chinese economy. And before you think, well, what's that got to do with me? Who cares? Oh, apparently the Chinese White Dragon's question is, how will the collapse of the China real estate economy affect the world economy and the U.S.? Because apparently it's something like the real estate sector is something crazy, like 30% of China's economy. I mean, it was something just crazy town. And if they have a bubble, it's about to burst. You know what that did here. And she said, yes, planet. Darned word auto prediction. Yes. Cheryl, here, kitty, kitty. Digger boom boom. He's tired. I'll get him in a minute, probably. Okay. All right, we're going to read on China's economy, and I'm not going to think about those poor kids because I'm going to read on China's economy. Because if China's economy tanks, if they have a bubble that bursts, it's not just them who's going to get wet. China's real estate economy. Are you headed for some kind of bubble? That does remind me, there's a really good article by Marjorie Orr, the great astrologer Marjorie Orr. I love her. Always read her blog. There are some bad aspects. She looked at the charts of a whole bunch of major world banks, like big banks. And the number of them that have charts that are about to come under immense pressure, I'll have to dig that out and share that with you. And I'm not doing this to freak you out, because I don't think we need to freak out, because we've been through all this stuff. We survived Sniffy. We survived 2008. We've survived, and we're here. We're going to be okay. But I'm a Scorpio, so I'm always looking, trying to, what's really going on? What's going in the background? What can I find out? Don't like being blindsided. I'm not a big surprise kind of person. Oh, Jelly, my kitty's sitting next to my monitor. He sends you purrs and kitty kisses. Right back at you, little sweetheart. Scotia Sweetie was just pulling up the Financial Times article on China's housing crisis. Expert calling the new economic drivers versus property development. Expert calling for new economic drivers versus property development. Marjorie, Marjorie, or ORR. Tonka. I'm Cancer. Can I feed anyone? Yeah. My Cancer moon. Yep. Anyway, China. Building houses that people may not be able to keep or afford. Oh, that's not good. That's building and building. That's building and building and building and building and building and building. And this is, can we stay? It's like building just for the sake of building. Not good. Eight of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Page of Cups. It feels like the foundation's weakening. I'm not seeing like the devil in the tower here, at least not for now. But it feels like water has seeped into the foundations, and the sand's getting away. The sand that was in the soil is moving away. It's weakening. Hey boy. Browan says that there are entire ghost cities in China that were built specifically to prop up the economy and create the illusion of growth. Yep. Yep. B says, oh, that happened in Ireland just before the 2008 crash. Ghost estates. Oh, China, really? Don't like that. Chaos. Chariots. Emperor. Tower. In future. Not immediately. There could be some problems. Like 4 major arcana problems in future. I don't like giving you guys bad news. I don't want you to despair. I don't want you to think that the sky's going to fall. And I still get people coming in who are just panicked, who are just, oh my gosh, is this the end of democracy? Is this the end of civilization? Is this the... No. We're fine. We're going to get through it. That's what we do. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty. Bethany says the Pluto return talk is a little anxiety inducing to me. I need to work on that. Well, I need to find a better way to put it. Well, I don't know why this came. I keep talking about Pluto as the plow, plowing through, knocking things over that don't have really strong, deep roots. Let's say your next door neighbor, someone came in and just took out the whole house, dug up the whole yard. Is it the end of the world? No. Is it a pain? You have to make adjustments? You have to do some things differently? Some good could come out of it, though, because that neighbor has been kind of a pain, and that house may have had termites, and there were some rumors, and ultimately it's for the best. But right now, have you seen in the dust? And so I think that's kind of it. Trying to see Scorpio detective, just like Columbo. Yes. B. Smith says Pluto's like Geritol. You might want to explain for the youngins what Geritol is. Okay, some worry. Still looking at any more cards for the China financial market. You're going to recover. It could get ugly. It may have an effect in the world markets, but these are aftershocks. To some extent, a lot of these are aftershocks of the pandemic as well. And we made it through. But now, you make sure you've got, some perishables in your house and you tucked away. And if you can, don't go crazy, but have to adult. Do a lot of just adulting, boring adulting stuff. So Katie says, I've been calling it America's intervention and decluttering session. Yeah. So Teresa, Pluto is thatching the weeds from the lawn. There's that too. Ooh, Scotia Sweetie saying, just added solar powered heating to the greenhouse. Feeling smug. I love that. Okay. I'm sorry, Linda. I've got my questions for today. Sorry. But I'm here at 365 days of the year. It's first come, first serve. Okay, so at 105, Holly has a very good question. When will the Christopher Columbus Day finally be given the boot, which is Monday, which should be Indigenous Peoples Day. But here we are. Judy, decluttering and back to basics. Yes. Pink says, I think of the Pluto return as the end of corruption, the end of a ruling elite in America. Boom. There'll definitely be some of that. Christopher Columbus. Can we please get rid of Christopher Columbus today? Considering what was done to the indigenous people for no good reason. Page of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, Star. Yep, matter of time. Sorry, didn't mean to yell. Yeah, matter of time. We'll eventually pick up all of this, which was all the difficulties we had, all the racism and cruelty toward indigenous people. We'll clean it up and realize we're all humans. We're in this together. That will come. I don't know when, though. And I usually need astrology to figure out a when, but Angie's dad is saying, I'm seeing supply chain issues and shortages, so planning all my winter projects and getting required materials now. I'm often snowed in for days or weeks, even growing veggies indoors. That's sensible. I mean, if you can, but I'm not Alex Jones. The sky's not going to fall. It's not. I have no colloidal silver to sell to you. Ick. Better treatment of the first Americans will go a long way. Yeah, could you please? Oh, good. Yes, it's going to get better. It is definitely going to get better. Laws finally being respected, trees finally being respected, cultures being respected. Yeah, it's moving in that direction. Good. All right. At 109. Where are we? 109. This can't be real. It might be real, but so it was from Raw Story. It was a thing, but I'm just like, come on. I don't give Trump the benefit of the doubt, but really, no. Serious. I'm okay. I'm gonna try. To give him the benefit of the doubt. So I will pull 3 cards. Is it true? Did Trump really want to appoint Ivanka to the World Bank? Really? Guess what the energy feels like? not only is I'm getting the positive energy of a yes, but I'm also getting the grit and grime, third eye grit and grime of being around their energy. Wheel of Fortune lifted them up. It will escort them back down. Knight of Swords. Yes, he very much wanted Ivanka at the World Bank, because then she would have had an in with all of these banks and bankers around the world to get him more loans. Loans. And the grift goes on. And it wasn't Ivanka, my precious, where, I mean, yeah, they have a creepy relationship, and she's awful. And she's already been proven to be a thief. But she stole designs that were not hers. Proven in court. But this isn't about someone thinking that their child is the greatest of the greatest of the greatest. This is about, well, I've got Sniffy Jr. working on Trump.org to organize that, so I'll have Ivanka go over here, get us more loans. It's even worse than I thought. Oh, boy. Wow. Ankita, I'm afraid I just do political readings. I don't do personal readings. Sorry about that. Okay, at 1:12:30, Kevin McCarthy. 1:12:30. Oh yes, this was grand. Does Kevin McCarthy really think Google is controlling his thoughts? Copy. Here we go. Let me share this because you got to see it. Nope, not invite. Share. Share screen. Tab. I'm not making this up. I cannot make this stuff up. So, basically, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy suggested on Sunday that Google is trying to control his thoughts through its search platform. The DOJ has asked Google to send them the people who search for certain phrases. And is Google participating in this? Tell me about that. This was very concerning when I understood what this was all about. That Google is actually going to provide phrases that we put in the search bar. We know how Google tries to control our thoughts. And, oh no, that was Bartiromo saying that. Great, because she's a peach. And McCarthy said, and we can read on that the basis that 90% of any search inside the internet goes through Google. But now the Biden administration's government is asking Google to tell them whoever searches certain phrases. This is a real concern. But the report found no evidence that Google is using mind control. Oh boy. So McCarthy. Oh Pink says, poor old Kevin. Knight of Cups. Yes, they're coming for you. They're coming for your mind. The Democrats. Knight of Wands. 5 of Cups. King of Cups. We try, on the far right, we're trying to push our agenda and what have you. And the algorithm and these companies keep knocking down our insurrectionist, anti-vaxxer, garbage, racist, blankety blank messages. They keep doing us. So obviously the Democrats are trying to control us. And we're trying to keep civilization going, trying to keep people alive, trying to keep our democracy. Oh my gosh. So Google's controlling McCarthy's mind. Could they? Oh, Google, oh, great Google, we beseech thee, could you please do a better job? Yes. Oh, that's funny. I cut the deck. I looked down. Oh, where was it? It was the 6 of. Oh, come on, there it was. I cut the deck, and these were the 2 cards I saw there. Yes. The search engine of evil. Please. Oh boy. $117. Kent Viral had a question. Will Congress pursue criminal contempt on anyone defying subpoenas? Good thing to check out. Actually, I think I might have one more question, though, too. And then we have a silly thing. All right. All right, Congress, subpoenas, and not just the January 6th Select Committee. What about Adam Schiff's committees and others? So Congress gonna grow a spine and dust off those old powers? Actually, yes. Get some people to hold still, voluntarily hold still. That would be nice. Death of the old ways. Oh, or the right was trying to kill the old ways of people actually trying to be a part of civilization. Page of Swords. 4 of Swords and the Sun. They ignored stuff before. Now Bannon's trying to claim executive privilege he has no right. No right to claim. Those aren't going to work. These claims they're trying to make to not have to show up or talk or what have you, it's going to go quiet as a tomb. It's not going to work, and things are going to come out. I don't think it's January 6th Select Committee, but I think it's also some other committees. They are done playing. So I agree, Brenda. I just can't with these people. Yep. So then I had a question. How much bigger is the Georgia? Wait, 11930. Let me put this in. 11930. Will the Georgia election interference legal mess get much worse for Trump? Because an article that there was a Democratic senator. It was White House. Sheldon Whitehouse has claimed the interim Senate report on Donald Trump's attempt to subvert the results of the 2020 presidential election opened up even more questions, and adding that the Department of Justice needs to take a hard look at what's being uncovered. Chuck, who's talking to Chuck Todd? The upshot is there may have been some, basically White House says follow the money, and there may have been some money involved, something possibly about a number of things, but one of them possibly being, if you will appoint an attorney general in Georgia who I approve of, says Trump, you put someone in an attorney general in Georgia who I want there, I might be making it rain over here for you. So, and there are hints of some other things that might have happened. So is the Georgia thing, is that problem, that legal mess for Trump going to grow some heavy-duty teeth? Dave says McCarthy had a logic transplant and his brain is now deep in his intestines. Perfectly clean insult, and yet such an insult. Emperor. Don't want it to be emperor. 6 of Cups. Knight of Swords. 6 of... What? 4 of Cups. Sorry. Apparently I've lost my ability to read Roman numerals. There's the moon. And the 4 of Pentacles. Georgia. Refusal. There's refusal right in the center. Joe Biden won. Hey, put my attorney general guy, do stuff for me, find me those 11,000 votes, refuse this win. But he just ended up with chaos and lost money, lost opportunity to make money. Because Trump didn't go back into office. So is it going to get bigger? Is it just going to be the phone call, or is it going to... Oh, he did a lot. He did a lot. The people around him did a lot. Whew. King of Cups. 5 of Wands. 8 of Swords. And there are going to be people forced to testify. And people start pointing fingers at each other. Yeah, this could be the DOJ. This could be in Georgia itself. Both. Yeah, I think there are going to be problems. All right. Before we go, I saved that at 1:24:30. Something silly. 1:24:30. Celestar. Okay, over at astrotheme.com, and I'm putting the URL in the description box. In fact, I'll put the whole link there. There is something, if you go down the left-hand column, there's something called the Celestar. Basically, they've got this massive database of like 50, 60,000 people, some places, some events, in their astrology data bank. You don't have to know any astrology to what I'm about to talk about here. Zero. This is just gossipy for interest. I'm not going to be talking about a single planet or sign. So every once in a while, I end up over on Astro Theme looking in their database for something that's come up. And there's some interesting stuff because you can pair two people together, and they call it couples, but it's not necessarily like romantic. It's very interesting how, for example, they'll give a compatibility rating on, well, it's a steep bell curve, but imagine it's being sort of like from 0 to 100. The center's in 50. Most it can be at 50% compatibility, and then 0, and then you can even go just a little long tail above 100, below 0, but that's not much. So if you look at the compatibility rating between, say, Donald Trump and Sniffy and Sniffy Jr., the compatibility rating, according to Astro Theme, is like 50%. Okay. Very average. The one, actually, and it may have even been like 45%. And it's, interestingly enough, the compatibility rating between Trump and Eric, so Sniffy and Forgettable, was actually a few points higher than it was between Sniffy and Sniffy Jr. Interesting. But then you put in Ivanka, and the compatibility rating they give was up near 100. It's like, oh, it's astrological why he's her favorite, why she's his favorite. He's just creepy about it. If he wasn't creepy, it would actually be, he would be one of those parents who was always supportive and the best cheerleader for their child, but no, he's awful. So anyway, that's kind of thing. So anyway, they have this list of, if you go to the Celestar page on Astro Theme and you go down, they have this thing where they show of everybody in their database. They show the top 200 couples, like the ones who got the highest, like would get along, this would be great, energy's really compatible, and also the lowest 200 couples. Okay, so just for fun, and yes, these with happy Canadian Thanksgiving, everybody. Just for fun, some of these I thought were interesting. So I hard to see, but I printed out a few. For example, there were 3 in here where it was a person and a place, as in, yeah, don't go there. You probably won't work out well. Kate Winslet and Marseille, France. That was all a negative. Chloe Moretz and should not go to Istanbul. Okay. And under no circumstances should Bethany Frankel go to South Korea. The spirits would not agree. It's like, okay, fine, all right. Now, under the heading of why would you get along, apparently Lisa Bonet and Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, would not get along. Who would? Jennifer Lopez and Dmitry Medvedev, Putin's puppet, Russian president guy, and Jennifer Lopez would not get along. Who would have thunk it? And again, some people have charts where they show up a lot in one of these 2 lists. They have something in their charts that makes it particularly, it's either you people fit really well or really don't. So you get a couple of names over and over. But again, Chloe Moretz, the actress, would not have gotten along with Adolf Hitler. Who would? Yes, family. Who does anybody get along with the Unabomber? Exactly. Exactly. But then we have the crazy couples. Couples who would not get along, all right? And these are just a whole bunch of famous people. Here we go. Mila Jovovich and her husband came up at the in the top 200 of people who wouldn't get along astrologically. It's really here's some couples to try to wrap your head around. Goldie Hawn would not get on with Keith Urban. Okay. This I thought was interesting. Alanis Morissette and Keanu Reeves would not get along. I would have thought they would. They each have kind of a, I don't know, a similar vibe, but no. Mm-mm. Anne Hathaway would not get on with Christian Bale. Then again, considering both of their current, what's the word, reputations. Yeah, okay. Jennifer Lopez would not be a good match for Tim Burton. He works hard, but yeah, okay, all right. In sci-fi news, Carrie-Anne Moss, the actress, played Trinity in The Matrix. Carrie-Anne Moss would not get on with Elon Musk. Trinity would have nothing to do with, maybe he's part of the machine. Maybe Elon Musk is part of the machine. Katie, can you also take part in the Astro Theme compatibility? Oh, why, yes, you can. You can create a free account. You can put your own information in there. You don't have to put your real name or anything. You just, I just put my initials anyway. But you can put your and you can compare yourself and get a compatibility rating with anybody in their database. Jennifer Lopez came up twice more, not getting along with the poet Percy Shelley, who I have my own issues with, or Ryan Seacrest. Can you imagine Jennifer Lopez and Ryan Seacrest together? Or, wrap your head around this one, Nikki Hilton and Keanu Reeves. Mm-mm. Elizabeth Taylor and Jimi Hendrix would not have made a good couple. Probably pretty fair. Elizabeth Taylor and Jimmy Page would not have made a good couple. Okay. Halle Berry and Seth Meyers. That wouldn't have worked. And Rosamund, now this is interesting, Rosamund Pike and Matt Smith, the actor who played Doctor Who, would really not get along. They're both English. They're both actors. I haven't really heard any particularly bad things about them, but that would be a big no. I'm just going to share a very few positive suggestions, and then the my clickbait. Not really, but in the top 200 couples. Two of them are Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez would have gotten along swimmingly with Billy Connolly. That's nice. Jennifer Lopez would be able to work very well, or get along with Spike Lee. What's wrong with Percy Shelley? Oh, that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, and these last two. I realized that she's married, and I don't know what his status is, but really compatible astrologically. Katy Perry and Taron Egerton, the actor who played Elton John recently. He was in the Kingsman movies. So hey, Katie, I hope that you have a long, happy marriage. I honestly do. But hey, if something doesn't work out, Taryn, go meet Taryn. Maybe there's a little spark there. Don't know. Okay, and lastly, under the list of the 200 oh nay couples, people who have like no compatibility, and out of this gargantuan, of this absolutely gargantuan database, in comparing all of these in the list of the worst 200 on compatibility, Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, and Jay-Z. Take that as you will. Anyway, just for fun. Bethany, I love some of his poems, though. Oh, absolutely. I remember. I mean, I have some of his poetry memorized. I've had for years. He had a gorgeous way with words, but when it comes to rotten human beings, yeah. I always joke that his Alpha, what's wrong with opium addicted Percy Shelley? I joke that he's usually known, when you see his name, they usually show his first, his middle, and his last name. Only he has an unusual middle name. It's like Byssshe or something. And I've always found it weirdly appropriate that it's pronounced Bish. That's actually how it's pronounced. Percy Bysshe Shelley. Oh, he abandoned his wife and child in a time when they had nothing. And he swanned off with, anyway, the whole, the woman you'd know from, she wrote Frankenstein and all of that. Yeah. He had to actually leave Europe. He had to leave England to go into Europe. And his first wife did not come to a good end at all. And his child was, yeah, he's vile. Anyway, I will not leave it at that, though, because he's no longer with us. Mary Shelley, yes, thank you, Roxana. Yeah. But anyway, Dave, did you look up Mr. Rogers and Madonna? Was there a compatibility rating? Because I'm sure they're in the listing. You could run a compatibility rating on the two of them. But oh, this was another one actually I didn't mention. Do you know Joel, the singer? It says Joel and Keanu Reeves would really, really not get along. I thought that would be a good kind of laid back vibe, kind of working, but still, who knows? But the thing with astrology, it isn't always. It's the energy. There can be other good things. In the same way, you can have amazing compatibility astrologically, and then you find out more about the person. You find out, oh yeah, the person's a murderer. It's like, oh yeah, bye. Well, it's not a given, but boy, does it help. And when things go wrong over the long haul, you can usually look at the astrology and be like, oh yeah, I should have seen that coming. But here we are. It's fun. Go and look if you'd like. The link's in the description. It's free. I make nothing from this. We're just having fun. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. At the tone, the time will be 1:50 p.m. in Chicago. Ding. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on Book Art Media. As usual, link is in the description box. It was missing for a few days, but it's back there today. And yes, we do creative. So bring your creative projects, and we'll just focus on that. Thank you, Wheezy Squeezebox. Haven't seen you in a while. M. Kelpie, Aster from the Thin Man movies was always fun. Aster the dog? Was he some kind of schnauzer? He was adorable. Anyway. All right, so that's going to do it for me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will be right back here tomorrow. It's a day ending on Y, so I'll be here. All right, take care. Hang in there. There are good days ahead. Even maybe some choppy water, but good days ahead. We'll get through.